If you're divorced and you're back out there dating and it's sucking a little bit, let's talk about it.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that can feel a little overwhelming, a little scary, and yet strangely hopeful. And that is how to date after divorce. So, as per usual, I have stitched together some videos that we're all going to watch together. So, please make sure you watch until the end for you to get my insights on this topic. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you know when I upload a new video. Let's get straight into it.
If you're divorced and you're back out there dating and it's sucking a little bit, let's talk about it. My name is Katie. I am a women's relationship and intimacy coach, and I help women recover their worth in relationships, body image, and sexuality, baby. One of the reasons why I became a coach is because I have been in this spot and I have recovered my life. I've recovered my self-worth, and I have become a total badass in my life. And the reason why I became this was because I couldn't find any other leaders in this area. When I was newly divorced, I felt like I was just in this dark place. There were no rule books. I didn't know what I was doing with relationships. I had no sovereignty over my body. I didn't know what my body boundaries were. I felt like I didn't have a voice. And through a decade of studying myself and creating what I call self-mastery, I have come to you lovely people to teach you what I know. So I'm working with a client yesterday. Our work together is totally feeding my soul, and hopefully hers too. And she's newly divorced. She's a mom, and she's trying to navigate the dating landscape today. One of the things that I came across when I was newly divorced, and it's been almost 10 years, so this has been a little bit, but when in the very beginning, I think I approached dating like I did as if I were married. So let me tell you about some things that really were key mindset changes for me. I couldn't for the life of me understand how people dated numerous people at a time. I had always been a very monogamous person. And the idea that you're supposed to be dating numerous people at a time, or at least that's the way that men do it, or that's kind of the thing that we're taught, was a really hard shift for me. I think I felt like I was cheating or something. Sometimes our nervous systems, our hearts, our minds can really struggle wrapping around that concept of dating numerous people at a time. So let's talk about some rules and regulations to live by if you're newly divorced and dating. Rule number one is always assume that they're seeing other people, and you should too. I realize that it didn't used to be this way, but it is now. Number two is that there's no exclusivity until this is explicitly discussed and agreed upon, which means that every woman needs to empower herself by protecting herself sexually if you are newly dating after divorce. I know it can be hard to understand, but he is probably sleeping with other people, even if he says he isn't. The next one is do not create a false sense of intimacy through tons of texting before you know them in person. Texting should be used to connect in between dates and to set up new dates and maybe to have some friendly banter. Too much conversation in between dates doesn't give them any incentive to want to spend time with you in person. And really, that's where the sweet stuff is. You want to get people in person as soon as possible. Why? Because if you have this standard, you can very easily weed out people who are insecure, who are not confident, who don't have the money to be dating, which, yes, it takes money to date. I'm sorry, on men's side and on women's side. And by having the standard of requiring in-person dates, you get to see who's really wanting to play the game and who is not. And I say the game as in the dating game. There is a fun game that you get to play in dating, and it's do you want to show up and play the game or do you not? Too much texting in between creates a false sense of intimacy. It makes you feel like you know the person when you really don't. Where the rubber meets the road is in those in-person transactions. You get to see how they are interpersonally. You get to see the inflection and tone in their voice. You get to sense their sense of humor, their body language, the way they connect, their sense of confidence, their personal value systems. Eventually, you're going to tap into their friend network and their family network, hopefully, maybe see how and where they live.
After I broke up with my husband after a 25-year marriage, one of my biggest fears was that I would never find a man, that a man wouldn't want to be with me. I mean, it was a lot of drama that was really all limiting beliefs that was made up in my head. And, being in your mid-40s, 50s, 60s, wherever you are in this stage of life, What I learned is that it really doesn't matter because there is a great partner out there for you. But the secret is you gotta swing the bat. You gotta date. You gotta put yourself out there. It's not gonna just show up in your front doorstep. So I used to equate dating with baseball, like literally swinging the bat. And every time we would swing the bat, most of the time it was a foul ball or a strike. I mean, there was a lot of those. But I knew that as long as I kept swinging the bat, I would maybe get to first base, maybe second, maybe even third. And I knew eventually I'd hit that home run. And that's the attitude you gotta have. Remember, when you have a dud of a date, just say, okay, that was a strikeout, that was a foul ball. Who cares? This is about you, it's not about him. So keep swinging that bat. And I promise you, you will find a great partner. I've been with my boyfriend now for 7 years. So keep swinging the bat.
The top 5 ways to date after a divorce. Number 1, you want to make sure that you're at least separated, hopefully divorced, but as long as you guys are not living together, that is the biggest thing. Number 4, want to meet more women? Start more conversations during the day. This is going to be the best way to meet new people so you're not only relying on the dating apps. Number 3, try to define what you want. And if you don't know what you want, then that should be the definition. Know what's going on ahead of you. Are you looking for just a hookup? Are you looking for a long-term relationship and you're ready to get into something serious because your relationship has just been dead? Or are you just trying to figure it out? Know this so you understand what you're headed into when you're going on dates. Number 2, this is very important. That's why it's number 2. Do one dating app. Start with one. My guess is since you've been married, a lot has changed in the dating world, so don't overwhelm yourself. Start with one dating app and then go from there. And number 1, the most important, I'm so glad that you're still here. And by the way, if you're dating after a divorce and you need help meeting more women, you want more dates, you can do a free call with my team and we can chat with you about how we can actually do that for you and make this easy. Number 1, when you're on a date, when you're talking to any women, do not be negative about the divorce. Do not be complaining about it. Do not complain about your ex-wife. Do not show that your life is in shambles now because of the divorce. Even if it is, women don't want to hear the negativity.
All right. Whether you were married for 5 years or 20, getting back out there can stir up a mixture of excitement and anxiety. What if I hurt again? What do I even want now? Is it too soon? Where do I even start? If you're feeling any of that, you are not alone. This video is all about helping you date with purpose, patience, and self-respect after divorce. Let's talk about what to expect, what to look for, and how to protect your heart without closing it off completely. So first things first, you are allowed to love again. Don't let shame or judgment, yours or anyone else's, convince you that you're not ready or that your chance is over. You're not broken, you're not too old, you're not behind. So give yourself permission to feel hopeful again and also permission to take your time. There is no universal timeline. Some people feel ready months after divorce. Others need years, and what matters is that you're honest with yourself. Ask yourself, am I still grieving? Am I trying to fill a void, or am I genuinely ready to connect again? The second thing you should know is your needs. So, dating after divorce isn't just about finding someone, it's about finding the right kind of relationship for this new version of you, right? So, chances are you've changed, you've grown, you've learned hard lessons. So, ask yourself, what kind of connection am I looking for? What are my non negotiables now? And what do I want to do differently this time? This is your chance to rebuild your love with intention, to choose not just based on chemistry, but on compatibility, values, and mutual respect. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, your past marriage. You don't have to hide it, but you also don't need to lead with it. Your divorce is part of your story, but it doesn't define your worth. When the time feels right, you can share what you've learned from your past relationship. Be honest, but avoid oversharing or badmouthing your ex. This can be a red flag to others, and it may also mean you've got more healing to do. Instead, say something like, my marriage ended, but it taught me a lot about myself. Or perhaps you can say something like, I've grown a lot since then, and I know what I'm looking for now. That shows maturity, self awareness, as well as emotional readiness. Now, moving on, let's be real. Modern dating can feel like a circus, especially if it's been a while. Online apps, texting etiquette, ghosting, I mean, it's a lot. So here's my advice. First things first, start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with 5 apps and back to back dates. Be curious and not desperate. So get to know people without putting pressure on every interaction to be the one. And most importantly, protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your time, or your story. And remember, dating is just data. You're gathering information. Every experience teaches you more about what you want and what you don't. Moving on to red flags versus green flags. Here are a few red flags to watch out for as you re enter the dating scene. So, someone who moves too fast, who love bombs or puts pressure on you is a red flag. Someone who talks badly about all their exes is another red flag, as well as someone who disregards your boundaries. Now, moving on to the green flags or the right things that you should look for in a partner, here are the following: someone who listens, respects your story, and is open about their own, as well as someone who's emotionally available, consistent, and kind. Someone who adds peace, not drama, to your life. So trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. And if something feels grounded and real, try to lean into that. Maybe you might find the one. So, to sum it all up, dating after divorce is not about proving that you're still desirable. It's not about rushing into something to feel whole again. It's all about reclaiming your power, your joy, and your right to connect. So, in all of it, please be kind to yourself first and don't settle out of fear. And trust that the right person will love you not in spite of your story, but because of the strength it took to get here. You deserve love that feels safe, secure, and sacred. You deserve laughter, late night talks, and a partner who sees all of you. So when you're ready, go out there with all your heart open and with all your boundaries intact. I would like to thank each and every one of you for spending time with me. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Your story matters here. From me, it is goodbye, and I wish you all the best in your new dating escapades. I hope to see you in the next videos that are going to be uploaded on the channel. Goodbye.